Hello, this is News Plus on Viewer Television. I am Deborah Ndukaifi. The federal government, through the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, has launched the Export for Survival campaign as part of strategic initiative to increase the awareness in the non-oil sector and benefits of exporting Nigerian goods and services for the overall growth of the economy. The Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, Otumba Adeniyi Adebayo, who launches the new initiative in Abuja, explains the campaign would stimulate the Nigerians to imbibe the export culture of non-oil products. He pointed out that with the launch of the campaign, more activities would be seen to be taking place in the non-oil export ecosystem that would increase foreign exchange earnings into Nigeria. The minister therefore tasked stakeholders in the non-oil export value chain to adhere to global best practices for their products to receive acceptability with zero export reject and be competitive in the international market. The Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, will on Thursday in Abuja preside over the commencement of landmark broadband initiative to be implemented by the Nigerian Communication Commission to accelerate broadband penetration in Nigeria and advance the course of digital economic projections for the nation. The event will witness the award of contracts for the provision of broadband infrastructure for micro, small and medium enterprises, as well as for tertiary and higher institutions of learning across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. Pantami is also billed to present a book, Skills Rather Than Just Degrees, authored by him with a foreword written by Brad Smith, President, Microsoft Corporation. The list of projects for the various geopolitical zones that are set for launch were recently approved by the Federal Executive Council after presentation by the minister. The projects are expected to be completed within 6 months from date of the award. The Ekiti State House of Assembly Speaker Boyega Aribishogun has been sacked by members of the House. Aribishogun was sacked and Olubumi Adeluga was elected as the new Speaker, and this controversy follows the death of the former Speaker Fumuni Afuye, who died at the Ekiti State University Teaching Hospital on October 19 after suffering cardiac arrest. A month after his demise, the Parliament held an election, and Aribishogun, who is the representative of Ikole 1 constituency in the Assembly and a 2-term lawmaker, emerged. 17 out of the 25 members impeached Aribishogun and elected a new Speaker, and Aribishogun accused former Governor Kayode Fayemi of sponsoring some lawmakers to sack him. The Nigerian Medical Association Cross River State has declared a total and indefinite strike following the kidnap of 2 of their members, Dr. Omini and Dr. Igong, on Friday along Calabar-Ikom Highway, Okomita, Oyanga axis, Akampa in the state. The decision was taken during an emergency general meeting held in Calabar. In a release signed by the chairman and secretary of the association, Dr. Achibong and Dr. Etim Amako, respectively, the association states that following deliberations concerning the matter at hand, members unanimously agreed to activate strike protocol. They also disclosed that following the activation of the reviewed strike protocol, which provides for a window of 48 hours by NMACRS, the government to secure the unconditional release of the kidnapped members, dependent, failing which they have no other option than to embark on a total and indefinite strike pending their release. The federal lawmaker representing Mangoboko's federal constituency in Plateau State has called on IGP and other heads of security agencies in the country to put a stop to the spate of incessant killings of unarmed indigents of the constituency. The lawmaker explained that the ugly killings and destruction of properties of the peace-loving and law-abiding people on the 17th of November by suspected headers who he alleged are Fulani militia must be condemned in its entirety. He said the world should know that on the 14th day of November 2022, an innocent and law-abiding citizen in Gold Village of Butura land was attacked, maimed and killed while returning from the farm for just no reason. Marin said over 30 persons have lost their lives, with over 300,000 hectares of crop farmlands destroyed by herders due to deliberate and reckless grazing without caution or fear of constituted authority.
We are concerned that the miscreants do have a field day perpetrating evil for hours without any form of provocation or confrontation by the security agents. Worse still, either to no single arrest or any deliberate effort has been made to bring those hoodlums to book. We are worried that this is a systematic, well-coordinated and pre-planned attack aimed at total ethnic cleansing and annihilation of indigenous inhabitants towards a slow land-grabbing agenda.
The Taraba governorship candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Emmanuel Bacha, says the crisis bedeviling the party in the state will soon be over. Bacha revealed this at a media briefing in Jalingo, saying that all litigations challenging his emergence as a state governorship candidate will soon be resolved. He was reacting to the ruling of the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja, which removed him as a state APC governorship candidate and ordered for fresh primaries within 14 days. The case was instituted by Yusuf Abubakar, challenging Bacha's emergence as the governorship candidate of the APC. Also, the Federal High Court sitting in Jalingo in a suit filed by another governorship aspirant, David Sambo Kente, removed Bacha as the party's governorship candidate and ordered for another primary election. A splinter of Afenifere, the Apex Yoruba Socio-Political Organization, has endorsed the presidential candidate of the New Nigerian People's Party, Senator Rabiu Kwakwanso, for the 2023 elections. The group, which tagged itself New Afenifere, said the choice of Kwakwanso was informed by his track record. And speaking during a meeting with the NPP presidential candidate and other chieftains coordinator of the group, Ajibade Adeyeye, says as a concerned socio-political umbrella, the group had decided to take its future in preparing for the 2023 general elections. He expressed confidence that Kwakwanso would not fail Nigerians if elected. Speaking at the meeting, Kwakwanso promised to run an inclusive governance that would positively touch every part of the country. And candidates vying for the position of member representing Jos South and East Federal Constituency in Plateau State have been speaking about their plan for the people if given the mandate in the 2023 general elections. The candidate represented their manifestos during a program organized by the Christian Youth in Politics Initiative at HBC Resort, Jos. Our correspondent Nasiru Saidu was there and now reports.
It is political season and politicians are seeking the people's support in different forums. This is a legislative manifesto organized by the Christian Youth in Politics Initiative for candidates contesting the position of member representing Jos South East Federal Constituency in Plateau State. The forum provides room for candidates to present their plans for the people if given the mandate.
If elected to the National Assembly, I will sponsor a bill for the second tier force, the state police. Nigeria is ripe to have a state police. I will sponsor a bill that will prevent corruption from happening. I will sponsor a bill for a solid minerals development commission to regulate the industry, to give that industry more, to give it more powers. Because some of these miners, in fact, there's no return on their investment. And in fact, the middlemen make a lot of money at the expense of someone who goes to the well and risks his or her life.
If you elect me into the National Assembly, the first assignment that I'm going to do, sir, Your Royal Highness, we have this strong belief within the Jos South, Jos East Federal Constituency that the Biroman and Avizere are not in love with each other. I want to tell you the first assignment that we are going to do is to bring unity, is to organize a town hall meeting, discuss the way forward, fashion the way forward on how there is going to be a trust between these two ethnic nationalities. The next thing that I will do 2 appointments immediately. I will have 2 senior special assistants. One will be picked from Jos South, one will be picked in Jos East, and they are going to be permanently resident in Abuja. And their problem, their function, their duty is going to be about employment generation for the youth. And their work is for them to move from this ministry to another ministry, from this MTA to another MTA, in order to generate employment for our team youth.
Jos South, Jos East Federal Constituency is one of the constituencies that has the highest number of youths that needs education in Plateau State. That before we end this 9th assembly, we are going to have a University of Veterinary Medicine situated in Jos South, Jos East Federal Constituency. We are giving out scholarships that you have known, and we are going to continue in doing that aspect. We were among the first contributors to ensure that community policing come into say, and today we have community policing. Let's start looking at how we would industrialize Nigeria, because with the highest number of population we have, only industry will be able to absorb the numbers of youths that we are all looking at.
Based on my research, we have more than 38 mineral resources in Jos East and Jos South. So therefore, I say, if you people giving me this a mandate to be member House of Representatives, I will key into mining, whereby I will provide dictators, excavators, and other materials in order to excavate what we have in Jos East and Jos South for our youth to gain employment. We will key into agriculture, whereby we will provide the farm input, tractors, and other materials for farming in order to curtail the issue of poverty. I will make sure that we sponsor education. So I have to key into security. Number 1, we'll look at the vigilante, the community police. We now look at the hunters, who mobilize them. I will pay them, I will put them into payroll in order for them to give us the maximum service we want.
Do we need somebody to come and tell us that the land is bleeding? No. Do we need somebody to come and tell us that our youths are jobless? No. Do we need somebody to come and tell us that our families are hungry? No. This and many more in my own manifesto. I bet you that if given this opportunity, just like I've stated, I have mentored a lot of people in the mining community. I spearheaded that. And I know by the grace of God today, the team mining is going well on the plateau, and I know that our people are surviving on that. And I say, if I have identified a place like that, I have many other areas to engage in. And I believe that I will do this to the glory and honor of God, because I'm a Christian.
Guest speaker used the medium to call on the people to elect only candidates that will represent their interests.
Youths must ensure that, number 1, they don't sell their votes. I'm also looking forward to a situation whereby those who want to lead and govern must have an undertaking. Because it is easy for anybody to promise anything. It's easy for anybody to say anything, but people must be held accountable.
For a very long time, we have been electing people from afar, and so we've not known what they actually have in mind. So it's like we are electing strangers to govern us. So by this program, we are now trying to understand what they have in mind for the people and what they intend to do after election. So that will now give us the opportunity to now rally around our people to tell them that we have heard from this man, we know what he stands for, so you can support him.
This manifesto forum provides a platform for the people of Jos South East Federal Constituency to make their choices ahead of 2023 general elections. Nasru Saidu, Viewer TV News, Jos.
Governor Darius Ishaku of Taraba says he has completed all his campaign promises to the people of Taraba State in 7 years before the expiration of his tenure. The governor said this when the General Superintendent, Deeper Life Bible Church Pastor William Kumuyi, paid him a courtesy visit at Government House, Jalingo. Take a look at the report.
The General Superintendent, Deeper Life Bible Church, Pastor William Kumuyi, is in Taraba State for the Global Workers' Conference scheduled to commence on the 17th November, meant for both secular and church leaders across the world. Governor Ishaku appreciated God and the clergyman for the visit and says he has recorded tremendous achievements in all sectors of the economy and particularly water supply to communities across the state, leading to the adoption of his water blueprint as a model for African countries.
This is the time we are going down the hill. We are proceeding to hand over. Although I told my people I finished the work they asked me to do in 8 years, in 7 years, I've finished in 7 years. And I have testimonies to show that in 7 years I did what should be done in 8 years. And the 1 year is for me to be packing and cleaning my table. And that is done because of God's grace in Taraba State.
Pastor Kumuyi said since his last visit to Taraba State in February this year, testimonies of miracles are still being recorded worldwide by those who participated in the program. He added that God is willing to do more for the state and urged the
impact the lives of leaders and ministers and professionals and Christian workers from all over the church is so large. The growth and the spectacular ministration we're seeing in our own locality will be distributed everywhere.
Chairman Christian Association of Nigeria, Taraba State Chapter, Reverend Isaiah Jurape, said it is a privilege to host the man of God twice in a year and commended the governor for making the state conducive for such events.
I stand here on behalf of the body of Christ in Taraba State and on behalf of the body of Christ worldwide to appreciate you for providing a platform on which this servant of God will stand these few days to minister to people all over the world and to bless people.
The General Superintendent offered a special prayer for the government and people of the state. Linda Gwana, Viewer TV News, Jalingo.
An independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has described the collection of permanent voters' cards in Adamawa State as very poor. The Residential Electoral Commissioner, who sees across the state and collects their cards, he further states that the Commission has received 4,104 bimodal voter accreditation system for the state, which will be used during the 2023 general elections.
Activities are in our 20 local government offices in the state. I wish to say that the election performance in the state is very poor. It's very, very poor. And hereby I want to see this opportunity to call on all those that registered prior to the 2019 general elections to have registered freshly during the CBR periods. General elections who have registered freshly during the CBR periods, that is 2020, and those that updated their records were made transfers to visit the 2021 local governments for their activities and collect their PBCs.
The APC candidate for Bungudu-Maru Federal Constituency in Zamfara, Abdulmalik Zuberu, has donated empowerment tools to 300 women trained in various vocational skills in the constituency. The beneficiaries are trained by the Zamfara Investment and Property Development Company in collaboration with the consulting firm Brighter Future Initiatives on soap, perfume making, shoe and bag making, sewing, event decoration, makeup, liquid car wash making, and hairdress, amongst others. Speaking at the event in Fufuri Town, Bungudu local government area, the candidate said the donation was part of his blueprint for making women self-reliant. He says women as mothers needed to be supported to take care of their various responsibilities, noting that empowering or educating women was like empowering or educating the whole family or community. going on a short break, and when we return, News Plus continues.
In this 21st century, where all the information we need is now in the palm of our hands. News from around the world, entertainment, celebrity gossip, sports, and much more. The only thing that you need is the right source. Viewer TV is now on the go. Simply check us out on our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter for all the information you need.
Good morning, gentlemen. I'm at the Envoy Hotel, Diplomatic Drive 305, here for a business weekend. It's been an amazing stay. Conference hall and business facilities here are stylish and innovative. The Envoy Hotel is luxury, esoteric, opulent, for ultimate comfort.
Discerning travelers, we are more than just a place to stay. We are an icon of comfort, style, and thoughtful luxury. We are Envoy Hotel.
international, China's capital has been warned it is facing its most severe test of the global health crisis. Beijing is fighting a rise in infections, reporting 962 new COVID-19 infections on Sunday. China also recorded its first death over the weekend since May. Beijing shut businesses and schools in hard-hit districts and tightened rules for entering the city. Now, the latest wave has tested China's resolve to stick to changes made to its zero-tolerance policy. The government has called for cities to be more targeted in clampdown measures. New Zealand's Supreme Court has ruled that the country's current voting age of 18 is discriminatory, meaning Parliament must discuss whether it should be lowered. The case was brought by campaign group Make It to 16, which wants the voting age reduced to include 16 and 17-year-olds. The group argued that the young people should be able to vote on matters affecting them, such as climate change. The issue must now be brought to Parliament after the court ruled that New Zealand's minimum voting age of 18 was inconsistent with the country's Bill of Rights, which gives people who are 16 years and over the right to be free from age discrimination. The United States Vice President Kamala Harris, amid her ongoing visit to the Philippines, meets with the President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. at the Presidential Palace in Manila and reaffirmed Washington's unwavering commitment to defend its ally in the event of an attack in the South China Sea. Meanwhile, Marcos says he does not see a future for Manila that does not include the United States. Ahead of the high-level talks, a Philippine military commander accused a Chinese Coast Guard ship of forcefully retrieving a piece of suspected rocket debris floating in the ocean, which was being towed by a Philippine vessel in the South China Sea. However, China has since denied these allegations and said that it was taken after both sides had a friendly negotiation at the scene. And that's all on News Plus. Many thanks for watching. I am Deborah Ndukaife. Please stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs.